And yeah, you know. So now, for the most part, what I'm thinking about is terrain features. What are some interesting things to have? Like, I kind of like that bridge, so I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do another one. I'm gonna do a log. Just, what doing things like this does is it kind of gives me a little bit of control over the flow of where my paths where my players go. So if this is all difficult terrain, this is not. This is where my players are going to go, which means I can use that to plan ahead and set them up for stuff, which I probably won't do. It's probably just going to become an interesting feature of the map. I'm going to do some stones here. I have this root come out at the water, just up onto the land. I'm gonna have that one break the land there a little bit. And this one's actually just gonna cross. So this one's gonna come up here and just kind of there. This one's just gonna come and cut through this bush. I like that location for that one. That one's a pretty decent location. I like that I'm breaking that I either accidentally or intentionally broke up some of these land masses with these roots. It was more of an accident. I wasn't intending on doing that. It just seemed like a neat way of doing things. This one's gonna come out here. I don't want it to be exactly like the previous one where they ran into so many issues. Now I want to cause uh, some panic, but I don't want to like completely like fill them with panic. I'll put a tree right here. So as you can see, this is kind of where I'm starting out. So I'm immediately giving my players some concealment, some cover, and some difficult terrain to deal with. Um, this way, this is because most of the people that I play games with, they can be very strategic when it comes into combat, and they often like to find a concealed place to observe the area that I've put together, and they'll spend forever looking for like, okay, can we move over here so we can get better concealment, or can we move over there? So I'm immediately starting them out with a good concealment, um, so that we don't have to worry about that, and we can just move right on. I'm gonna put a bush out in here, not for any particular reason. Mm. All right. And I'm gonna give myself like a general idea of like where I want to put some like meaningful rubble. Like I'm gonna put a couple decent sized stones out in here. Let's put something of a bridge right here. There we go. But one of the things I've found is that occasionally, not often, my players will use combinations of cover and rough terrain to their advantage. Now, my players also can't manage to go and buy health potions without setting fire to a town. But, however, when I put an Eldritch Demon in front of them, they turn into this god-killing action squad. The transformation is really rather remarkable. Nah, that looks wrong. Just stuff. Water. All right. So as you can see, I'm starting to run into some issues on which is a tree and which is a rock. So let's start working on the trees. And there's a reason I do my trees like this as opposed to you draw the big canopy. Um, Hello, Core Couture. Hi. How's it going? But there's a reason I do my trees like this as opposed to the big canopy, and a lot of that is because I do a lot of like science fiction gaming, a lot of Western gaming. Most of my games involve ranged combat, and when you're dealing with ranged combat, you don't really need to know where the canopy is, at least in my opinion. You need to know where the trunk is, the thing that can stop the bullet or the blaster that's coming at you. So I draw the trunks of the trees, and then when I color my maps, I come through and I shade out where the canopy is, so that they can tell how big of the tree is, where the light spots are, and I find that contributes to the overall lighting of the map. But yeah, let's see. Let's just stuff the bridges in here and there. Let's come in here and let's just darken that up just a little bit. So here's the sketch of the map that I needed to work on. I want to break this up just a little bit. There we go. There needs to be something over in here. I'm starting to plot around. Just give myself some clearer indications of where some things are. Try not to get super detailed with my sketches, though. Sometimes I'll sketch in all of the detail. Here at this point, and then go back and going back and inking it, because I always change where those details are when I'm taking pen to it. Always becomes a little bit more of a challenge then, because it makes it harder to see, because it starts getting a little bit more cluttered. So I try not to get overly exuberant at this stage. I'm just going to darken this up so it's easier on my eyes. I'm giving myself a little bit more space for all the water that I've got in this map. I'm not exactly certain how the water is going to come out once I go to color it, but we'll have to see. Maybe there's just the tiniest little bit of a hillock coming in here, and have some cattails or something coming out. That look alright? Would be like that. Would be like this. Too much perspective on that. See, I'm starting to do it. All right, let's go for it. And I use these little circle indicators. These are flowers and mushrooms and out here in the. But it gives me a chance to add some to an area for this, because if this is just solid green, it's boring. Well, it's green, sort of moldy brown and sort of gray and white. That's still kind of boring. So now it's going to be green with a little bit of pink in here and some yellow up in here. Never underestimate the power of flowers. Oh, thank you, Wild Quill. Enjoy. Have a great day. Be safe. Have fun. And good gaming. Oh, I don't know if my mic picked up that horrible clack sound of my knee, but yeah, it's Florida. The weather's changing. I didn't draw the last couple of days because I keep my feet planted underneath myself. I keep braced, which is probably just an awful habit that I need to break myself of. Now I'm starting to play again. All right, so that's this sketch pretty much done. Which this is one of the reasons why I like doing natural environments over doing like dungeons. Dungeons always take so much longer. They always feel so much less rewarding. So the next step with this is to ink it and then start coloring it. Um, I don't know if I want to ink that today or if I want to set it to the side. That's a little too grouped up. Look at that. That's way too even. Ugh, that looks horrible. Like really distracting the eye. But I gotta do the thing that I always forget to do, and that is figure out and make sure I put my name on it. And the reason I make sure I include my name at where I'm going to put my name in the sketch. It's real simple. Otherwise, I just forget. What else do I want to put in here? There's going to be schmutz. There's trees, so there's going to be branches all over the place. So, yeah. Let's do another one. Yeah. I think I'm going to do... I try to do maps in packs of 5 to get some variety and stuff. So this one I had a lot of... had a central focus of like a tree area. Well, what if I don't want a tree area for my central focus? What if I kind of want like this, let's do like a circle of stones. So we're going to come in here and put my central focus from a map right here in the center. And I'm going to do compass points as indicators. Then, a couple little indicators in here. And this isn't where everything is going to be because most people don't make things exact. And we'll put like this little, put a little horrible little like stone altar here in the middle. That's not a little table. That's colossally big. That's colossally big. Because that's 5 by 5. I'll put it right in here. Oh. That looks fine to me. And have the land coming out here. Have one of these stones having fallen over. We'll put a landmass in here because that stone's going to fall over. Give me a nice little natural path. Now I'm doing is just giving myself some quick indications of where I'm going to put some land because this is a swamp themed pack. And this is, just how quick it is. It doesn't take a whole lot. And it, if I can do anything, it's going to be to encourage you to draw some of your own maps. So there you go. I've got most of my my land masses put together like immediately. I've got my major theme. I'm gonna put a it's like collapsed stonework thing here. So just have it crumbled in. Treat it just like a pile of stone. Things crumbled with age. Something like that. That's now, instead of stone pillars, these are just going to be like piles of stones. And there's going to be a big one on the cardinal directions. And some little ones. So one of my, we'll have, interrupting this this kind of like ritual site probably is like a dramatic task. Which is one of my favorite things about Savage Worlds is dramatic tasks. Like one of these days, like I want to do a boss fight, like that the showdown with a big bad evil guy as a dramatic task because I think they're so much fun to do. So, okay, big. These need to be big ones. I want my players to realize that something's important going on these 4 pillars. Kind of give them an idea of where to disrupt stuff. Not pillars, piles. And what this is going to be is this is actually just going to be a pile of rocks to break up this landmass to create that the join between the land masses. You know, some rough terrain to get to cross. They obviously have to come from someplace. All right, I've got a little bit of a crossing in there. Put a 2, 3. We'll put one right here. We'll put like a fallen tree right here. Of course, I get my lead to start actually functioning, and I see it's starting to slide out on me a little bit. It is one of the negative things about this the colored lead. It is so soft and fragile that if I get rough with it when I'm doing sketches, like it just breaks. Gotta be a little gentler. There we go. There's a nice little dead, collapsed thing. Oh, thank you, Corey Couture. The most anxiety-inducing things about Savage Worlds, well, it's dramatic. It's a dramatic task. They're supposed to be fun. I mean, yes, I'm giving you a physical representation of how close your characters are to death, but, you know. Alright, so now I've got features in, and I kind of skipped ahead a step because I was kind of in the middle of that step with the last sketch. Let's do some more terrain issues. I want to put a tree right here as I break the lead. Yep. Right here. I'll put a tree with several little branches coming out of it. No, I don't want to put one that close. That one's going to be a rock. It's going to be a tree there. A tree there. One right out here in the water. Little stand of trees. And I'll put another tree out here. A little stand in here. Tree. And remember, I generally like to start in the top left, but no, don't always. getting very. Need to remember to keep point down a lot more with this as opposed to reaching for it and getting off to the side. Let's put a little stand of trees out there. Since that's gonna be complicated enough as it is, let's make it a little harder on myself. We'll put a little bit more indicator of landmass there. A little tree in here, one down in here. Think about there's cover. There's some cover. All right, let's go ahead and indicate where the rest of those trees are, because I kind of got them confused with rocks in a lot of places. There we go. Now we've got our terrain put together, our layer of cover put together. Now let's work on some concealment. And I always like to get some concealment like right around the edges of a map. And I do that usually with bushes. I like bushes a lot because I like green. And the way I make bushes, I make these circles, and they're not always little tiny circles like I have been. These need to be a little bit, little bolder, a little braver. That's going to turn into a bush instead of a tree down there. And I do them like this because otherwise I find that my bushes start to run together and they just start turning into these featureless blobs. You know, I used to do like, oh, there's a bush right here, and it just would become a blob. I was going to put a bush right there, but I break it up into some shapes, and now when I come through and I line it out, it's got a lot more dimension, a lot more texture to it, to me. I'm going to break this up with a bush there. My players, they frequently seek out like cover and concealment, which I think is, you know, it's a great deal of fun. So I can kind of steer where things are going to happen on a map just based on where I put things. Like for instance, if I start my characters down here, they're going to move to these places because there's concealment here, and they're almost immediately going to move to cover or concealment to some degree so that they can observe what's going on. Usually, when they're like, "Oh, we want to check that out. We want to do it from as sneaky of a space as possible." Which is one of the things that's wonderful about Savage Worlds is that the stealth skill is considered it's a standard skill. It's everybody gets stealth, so you don't have to figure out what somebody's stealth check is. And this is looking kind of dull down here. Let's add some shrubbery. There's going to be a lot of growth in here. All right. It's looking pretty good. So let's get some. So I've got a pile of rocks. I like piles of rocks. Rocks are fun things to pile up, and I want to bridge some of this stuff through here. There's a bit of a bridge in there. Just a plank somebody's laid across. Have some landmass under here. Just a bundle of sticks. It happens every time I'm getting a little too sideways on the edge. Or draw straight down, as close to straight down as we can. Just get some indications of elevation changes in there. Haven't done a lot of that in here. And then a bit of a bush down in here. I'm gonna make this landmass like tiny. This thing's just sitting out in the water. I want this to just kind of vanish into the water. Fool. I'm just gonna cut this right there with water. A couple little land masses in here. I'm liking the look of this. I'm liking the smaller, more frequent land masses. I think I got a little carried away with it, but you know, we'll see. Some of these might get merged into one. Some of them might get erased completely. And yeah, so I'll come in here and just kind of get myself. And I like to do these in. I don't really like to do these in the flower, but I did them in the last sketch in the sketches. But I did them in the last sketch, and that's I sketch in some flowers. And never underestimate flower power. Give myself some neat little details in here, so that I don't forget to do them when I'm going back and inking the map. A little gross out here in the water. Trying to get sideways. Sideways is a little easier on my wrist and my hand, but it breaks leads. And it's a bad habit to be in when you use the kind of soft brush pens that I use. So it happens frequently when I'm not moving my hand around as much. I break leads. It's okay to break lead. Happens to everybody. And there we go. And now I got to do the thing that I always forget to do. I think this spot down here will work. As you can see, these maps they're very easy to make. Anybody can draw their own maps. It's I draw in blue. I use the Eno blue color because my scanner drops out blue. So the grid lines and the blue sketch marks, I don't have to erase any of that. I just throw it just in my scanner just like this, and I'll end up with a white sheet of paper. So I only have to use this if things start getting a little like overly complex, like down in here when I messed up earlier. And this is looking kind of complex, so I might come back and soften this up just a little bit. So yeah, that's why I switched over to using blue as opposed to using black or gray. All right. Let's do a couple more. It's not quite 4 o'clock. I've only been streaming. Oh my! I've only been streaming for like an hour. I'm on a roll today. This is what 8 hours of sleep do to me. All right. So let's come in. Let's do some more. I've really got to figure out some way of getting like a notification when y'all send a message up in the chat because um, I get down here on the page. I'm very focused on what I'm doing, and y'all ask a question, and I don't intend to ignore it, but I don't realize that a question has been asked. I want to. Okay, so this is going to have a fairly. Um, hmm. Okay, so let's put there. This is where the action. This is where I want the action to happen. So I'm going to put landmass here, big landmass. A couple landmasses out in here. Another big landmass. All right, because I want to do like encountering attacking a bandit camp. So if I put the bandit camp in the center, then it becomes more of like an exploration map where they're focused on the camp. Well, you could say that most of the action is going to happen right there in the camp, so we could center that up a little bit better than I have here. So maybe I'll have bigger landmass area. All right, and every camp needs like a central fire, so I'm just going to put some stones in a ring. Full ones hanging out. And some tents. So I'm going to put I'm just giving myself indications of where things are. Let's do another tent right here. Some crates over here in the corner where they've piled up their loot. So I'm putting this kind of off center so I have room over here for I like to be alone on the live. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, that you like being my only my own watcher? Well, I'm very glad that you're joining me. It's very nice of you. That's too sharp right there. That's a little... Now we got some indicators of where stuff is, and none of this is finalized until I start putting ink on paper. So come back in here a little bit, a little steeper. Just tuck this in a little bit more. That kind of stretched out look, and I don't like that tent. When you set up a camp, everybody's facing the fire. I don't like that one out there. Myself kind of an indicator where he's at, and just kind of slope up that roof just a little bit. Slope. The Lunatic school of map design. Just keep scratching at it until it starts looking all right. Okay, I want this to be more flat up in here. So this is kind of like somebody's lean-to that they've constructed between two trees. Some more boxes and stuff over in here. All right. So now we've got kind of our focus in here, and we'll put a chairs. Just well, I don't like the fact that I've got chairs out here. Let's just put some like worn out logs in place of those. Let's see. So, kind of got that. So now we've got feature. Let's work on some cover, because this is going to be and not all of these are probably going to be trees. I'm drawing a lot of them. I kind of want this to seem like a very, very thick, wooded area in the middle of this swamp. Maybe. No, this is going to be a combat map after all. So, let's get kind of an indication where the land is in here. I've got to be careful if I include like a rail for horses, and that's just simply because one of my players will steal anything that's vehicular related, regardless. In Star Wars, I'm gonna grab one of those speeders. Western, I'm gonna grab a horse. Like, you realize that's theft, right? Even though they were trying to kill you, it's still considered theft, and they will hang you for horse thievery. Yeah, they won't catch me. He's currently walking around with like 5 or 6 rifles. I've been very lenient on encumbrance penalties. Which, is my own problem. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't do tents very often. I've just figured a couple of triangles with some like swooping lines in between would probably work. I'm glad that it turned out well. If it didn't, I would be sitting there still messing around with them. I'll put a tree out here in the water. They have it propped up on this little hillock of land. Alright, so I'm starting to lose track of where my stuff was. Let's start coming in here and indicate that these are trees. See how easy trees are to make? Just a couple of zigzaggy lines. The most complicated thing about them is making sure that you keep making that zigzag as you go around the corner, even though I don't. I mean, you can. I don't like that. Just come in here and that. But I don't like to move my page that much, especially when I'm streaming, because I'm worried that it'll make somebody dizzy. All right. So now I've got landmasses, focal objects, cover. Now we need concealment. So I want a place for my players so that they feel safe to plan their attack, so that they can sit there and squabble about the plan for a little bit, hopefully without disrupting the pace. I'm one of those people that I don't feel like roleplay disrupts the pace of a role-playing game. Y'all want to argue about the plan for an hour? All right, go for it. I think that's fun. And these are bushes that I'm drawing. A little angled on me again. Yep, I broke it because I got angled. There we go. Pressing down hard at an angle. I want to have that bush overlap that tree. I want to do an overlap in this one too. See? Did it again. Got angled and too hard and too aggressive with it. Gotta stay nice and calm and relaxed. There we go. Some loose boards that they have right there. Clean up there. One of the things that this does mean is as my players move into this area, because this is rough terrain, this is not rough terrain, the bandits that they're attacking actually have an environmental advantage over them based on these piled up boards and stuff like that. So this is actually is defensible. They also have decent cover in here, and let's put a rock pile like right here, jutting out into the water. So they got decent cover. There's some concealment out over here, and I'm gonna take away this tree. This is gonna be a rock pile. It's gonna be a big rock pile, so it's 2 levels high. It's got a little indication of stones. Some stones down in here. And let's go ahead and do this. To indicate that there's a fire pit there, I do a log, and like a log. And sometimes I'll when I color it, I'll make sure I add if it's at night, I'll include that the fire's lit. There's be a couple other sources. No, there doesn't need to be any other sources of light. Let's say yes. They've got a post that they've driven into the ground over here. They're hanging a lantern from it. No, not that far out. Right there. I mean, these are bandits living out in the swamp, so... I'll just put some lanterns out there. That's going to turn into a stone. Alright, and... how long will I be live? I don't know. I've done 3. I might do 2 more. It's 4 o'clock. I'll probably be going in probably around 5 o'clock. I need to actually sit down and eat and start getting ready for work. Dedicate some flowers. Stuff out in the water. Alright, and let's figure out where I'm going to put my name in this thing. Right here looks pretty good. Pressing down too hard, break the lid. Gotta relax, Chris. Gotta relax. This is supposed to be fun and relaxing. Should be a soothing experience. Alright. And there's another sketch. And believe me, there's a lot more details that's going to go into this once I start inking it. But I think I want to do a bunch of sketching. So I got 3. I usually do 5 maps in a pack. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to do all 5. What do you think? Got 2 more maps to do. So there's a bandit camp, a tree, a ritual area. Let's see what else. Oh, I want to do something with some elevation. Oh, I know what I want to do. Oh, I know what I want to do. One of my favorite things in the world. I want to do like a little abandoned cabin. We'll put this up here and like up in here. So there's gonna be a landmass out here. Some out in here. Landmass out here because I'm gonna put like this is like an old abandoned like what remains of a town. Oh, I like that. What remains of a town. So I'm gonna put some buildings out in here. And these aren't going to be full-on buildings. These are going to be like crumbling ruins and walls. And there's going to be a well right there in the center. This is going to be my kind of my feature, I think. And when I do changes in elevation, I always make sure I want to go back and make sure that the top line is very dark. As this fades out into darkness, that these get lighter and smaller. And put those a little here, here. I'm just going to shade this in all the way, just so it stands out a little bit while I'm doing it. The bucket line. There we go. Alright. This is going to have like a porch like right here. Fireplace. So I give myself an indication where the walls are, and I come back through, and I like to get really bold with this so I can make sure that this was a fancy house. Really dark with the lines to indicate the remnants of the walls. And I almost always try to do corners. I'm doing broken down walls. This kind of lets people know where the wall was. There's a wall right back in here. Let's continue this all the way through. You may wonder what goes on outside of the off the edge of the map. Nothing important. Nothing that's significantly important, at least for me. I'm gonna put a. I'm gonna offset it a little bit. Boom. It's on its side. It's got a set of legs here. You can see now half it's crumbled. Old ruined chair here off to the side. You have, just a little indicator of like where the chair sits and. A little too lined up in there. Alright, I'm starting to play too much. Oh, no, you can go. I'm just going to keep drawing. It's not that big of a deal. I appreciate that, though. That's very kind of you. I'm just here off my own little world. I think I'm gonna skip putting in like the floor out in here. I think that will become maybe some texture indicator lines in here. Maybe we'll see. Palm tree like right in here. So there's that. Yeah, you definitely don't have to hang out. I mean, I appreciate you hanging out with me, but I'm just kind of in my own little world. Starting to get a little tired. I'll finish up where the walls are, and then I'm probably gonna call this map is on pause. Come back and finish it another day or two. I think I did pretty good. I got 3 maps drawn for this pack already. Normally, I usually only do sketch out like one a day, and then I let it sit for a day or so before I start like putting ink down. And I usually let that sit for a day or so before I start coloring. I think one of the most important things to do with like an artistic project is you got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself time and space away from it. You got to take breaks. I can't sit down and like, oh, I'm gonna force myself to make this whole painting, right here and now. I mean, you can, depending on the method that you're doing. I'm just gonna break lots of lead. This is just gonna be a lead breaking day. Little closet back in here. And every one of these houses, they need at least one giant pile of rubble. The reason for this is, there was a roof there at one point. This one's got another pile of rubble. This one's got a couple of them. Oh, this is just like a fallen bookshelf. Some books that are rotting away or rotted away. Little table here on the corner. Chair down here on the floor. Yeah. There we go. Just a little bit of an indicator that there was a porch out here. Let's get old cistern right there. That's what we do. Just add things. Just adding features. Once I'm done with features, I start adding the rest. When the next time I'm live is, I don't really know. I don't really have a schedule. I generally do it during the week. My weekends are usually pretty busy. I normally don't. You're pretty much most likely to see me between like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Usually during the day. At night, I work until the wee hours. So sometimes, if work hasn't destroyed me, I will pop on then. Um, yeah. So I don't really have a schedule. I'm not a very good streamer yet. So, uh, that's what everybody tells me. If you want to do the streaming thing, you gotta get a schedule and get organized. And well, I'm kind of doing the streaming thing as a way of keeping myself motivated to draw because it's fun to draw with people talking to me. Go. All right, so now I got some features. Let's put a feature to. Oh, this one doesn't need any features. This has got a lot of features. I'm gonna have this one overgrown a little bit. So, so boom. Ooh. Already breaking the lead. Breaking the lead. Breaking the lead. Get out of here. All right. I'm gonna have a tree. That pile of rubble right there. That's gonna be a tree. Start growing from inside the wreckage of that building. So there's some cover. Not a whole lot of it. Let's leave this one kind of open. This is a lot of cover here using the abandoned buildings. Let's do that. Let's include that with that landmass. There we go. All right, there's my land masses, and all right, so we got some cover, some concealment, some features. Let's go to actually draw on some details on this fallen tree. And concealment. Alright, so we've got concealment. I'm gonna just come in here and just kind of flowers. Alright, I'm starting to do details that I should be doing in pen. So we're going to call this one as done for now. And figure out where to put the name. I usually like to put it here at the bottom. And I'm going to put it right here at the start of the edge of this bush. Ugh! It's going so well. Alright. And that's 4 out of 5. Got 5 sketches for swamplands that all need to be inked. Put something on top of that. Alright. Should I go ahead and try... It's only 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think I'm gonna push through and do whole map pack. All right, so the feature of this one is going to be a little elevated area here on a hillock here. Some trees around it. A fire. Backpacks. Piles of sticks. Some trees. So the idea I'm having while I'm doing this is that this is going to be kind of where the players stand off. This is where they make camp for the night. Maybe they stand off a bit of a siege in this location. Oh, nice. Hi, Patrick. Hey, your English is better than mine some days. Thank you for sticking with me. My name's Chris. I'm the crazy guy with the plan that's always breaking his leads. Oh my. It's like, I've gone through like 3 leads in this stream. Some trees in here. Oh, thank you for telling me about yourself. I've never been to Poland. What's it like? Well, that is if you have anything to compare it to. Let's get it there. I need to. Alright, so some cover. And work on some concealment. Oh, I'm just breaking the leads all day. So many broken leads today. Just go gentle. Just being rough on everything. And I always want to make like a. I like to think of it as like a player starting area. On a map. That way they don't, spend the first half of working on the map